My hair is fucked up today. Holy shit. I'm growing it out, though, man. Growing it out.
Are you?
I am.
What are you going to do, like shaggy?
I don't know. Let it grow, see what happens. My hair is a mess right now. Fuck it. Fuck it. You ready?
Yes. Technically, yes.
Let's get it started, man. Let's get it started off right. Shout out to Nays Production. What's up, Cujo?
Ready? You ready?
I'm ready.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
I feel good, man. It's a great day. I'm in a great mood. Beautiful outside.
Here it comes. Anticipation.
This beat drop is tough, though. Hey. We
That's
live.
nice.
Mic check, mic check, mic check. 1 2 1 2 1 2.
We good.
Love independent producers, man. I'm gonna let it ride for a second.
Yo, might as well. Shit sounds
Talented,
nice.
man.
Ooh.
He did that. Shoot, he's got 400K listens. Good for him.
With no words, other than a little.
Just a sample.
couple
Yeah.
ones,
I miss producing, man. It's hard.
I might download it just to listen to it in my car.
You should. It's a free beat. You guys
I
want
like
to find
it.
this beat? It's called Motherless Child. Produced by Nays and Cujo. Find it on YouTube. I'm sure you can find it on some streaming platforms.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let it ride for one more minute. Man, it makes me want to freestyle, man.
Go for it.
Nah, I ain't doing that.
You don't feel like it? Come on.
Not on the first podcast, man. I can't get the bars
Give the
off.
people content.
Man, you don't want to see me on the beat, son. You feel me?
Whatever. Everybody says that. Don't talk about it.
Man.
Do it. Live it.
I freestyle, but the style ain't free, son. You feel me? We're here. We made it. Murphy's Podcast.
Here we go.
Damn. Sorry, man. It's just, I love independent producers, man. It's hard. It's hard to produce music. It's hard to produce anything.
It's a lot that goes into all of that.
Even this podcast, man. It's been a long time coming. We're finally here, live from Myrtle Beach.
Made it.
Beautiful South Carolina. We're trying to break this quarantine. We're out here, man. Today is, what, April 28th? 28th, man.
2:08.
2:08 p.m. I'm here, Michael Murphy. Thank you for listening. Shout out to our first-time listeners. Shout out to our last-time listeners. It's Murphy's Podcast. I'm here with the beautiful Hallie Zee.
Thank you.
How many podcasts have we done together?
Too many to count.
A lot. We've done a lot.
I want to say 10, 11.
It's been quite a bit. And I appreciate your help. Appreciate you coming out.
Anytime.
To my left, the YouTube viewership can see we have the wonderful Simon. What is he?
Wonderful Simon.
Pomeranian.
Just Pomeranian.
That's it.
Yep.
Dang. Purebred. He's a beautiful dog. I think next dog I do get, I think I'm getting a small dog like him.
Little pom-pom.
And he's cool, man. We should have gotten him his own mic. April 28th. It's a unique time right now. A lot of people are quarantined, staying inside, trying to make the best of it. Shout out to our Spotify listenership, our Apple listenership, our YouTube viewership.
Healthcare professionals.
Healthcare professionals, indeed, man. Superheroes. Speaking of superheroes, today is National Superhero Day.
What?
I never got into it, to be honest, man. I'm not.
I didn't either.
Yeah, not really into superheroes.
All the Marvel fans, stuff like that, I never followed.
And I wish I could, man. I think it's cool.
I wish I could too. There's a lot of dope storylines out there, but
it's not for me. Not for me. Shout out to the creators, man. A lot of people out here making new things while inside, man. It's a beautiful thing. In particular, shout out to my girl, Janella Orozco. She's super talented artist based out of Charleston, South Carolina. She actually, let me pull it up on the screen for YouTube. She actually just created, I'm not sure if I've shown you this yet. She just created her own longboard.
That is dope. Super
dope, man. Here's the before right here. Sorry to listeners, but YouTube, you guys can see this. This is the before picture, all right? Here's the thing about creators, right? Everything comes from an idea. All right, she had this idea. I'm assuming she chiseled down the wood. She shaped it. She drew on it. This is the before picture. And afterward, hella dope, man.
That is awesome.
It's a longboard. It's like a Mexican flag mixed with a bunch of roses on it.
Super unique.
Man, I wish I was artistic. I wish I could draw. That's so cool.
It is.
She had this idea in her head. She put it on wax. She got the supplies. She went out there and she did it.
Do it yourself.
Which is rare, man. A lot of people have ideas. They don't follow their ideas. Like, oh, I have a great idea. I'm going to create blah, 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 blah. And they don't do it.
You just got to follow through.
What are y'all doing, man? Get your lazy asses up, man. Let's go make something.
You got to have that motivation. That's what people are lacking. It's motivation.
Why? Why are we lacking, like...
Good question. Good question.
Man, I don't get it. You know, is it like a positive support system? Is it unique creative idea? Like, what is it, man? Just do something. Do something, man. Like, I went to Dunkin' Donuts earlier. Shout out Dunkin' Donuts with this coffee right here. It's great. Whew. I'm hype, man. I'm hype. I'm in a goofy-ass mood today. I pulled up to the drive-thru. First of all, they fucked my coffee up. It's okay. Sorry, I'm not mad at you guys. Still good. But I go to the same lady, around the same time, every so often, not every day, but I pull up, she's like, hey, how you doing? And for some reason, I said howdy, which
What?
Yeah, I never say that. She's like, hey, sweetie, how you doing? I'm like, howdy. I'm like, what the fuck am I saying? But then she proceeds to tell me, I was like, how are you? She proceeds to tell me, oh, I'm really stressed out right now. My husband lost his job. My roommate lost her job. I'm here working, I think she said like 50-something hours a week, trying to pay the bills. Whew. Man, that's a lot of us out here. It's a lot of us. And there's millions of people filing for unemployment, which is, it's crazy. It's crazy, man. We live in strange times.
Shout out to the stimulus check, though.
Oh, man, that was a nice little chunk of change. I got $1,100 in the bag.
Shout out.
That
came through.
Which I'm surprised.
I am too, actually. Very surprised. I did not expect it. I really didn't think it was coming.
Me neither. And mine, personally, was pretty fluid. I heard it was coming, came, boom, direct deposit, set up, boom, boom, boom.
Oh, wow.
But I'm hearing a lot of people, they haven't gotten it yet.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know. Sorry, man. It's nice when you get it. It's nice when you get it, man. But people that have gotten it, don't blow it. Please, if I can give you any advice, don't blow this shit. Get food, get gas.
Save it.
Pay your fucking rent, people.
Pay your
rent, like pay your mortgage, pay any debt you have, pay your bills. Don't blow that shit, man.
All these states that are talking about, oh, you have free rent this month. It's not free.
No.
They're going to come back and collect it from you.
People want their money.
So be smart.
Want their money. We have a great episode for you guys today. A little bit of backstory. As of right now, we're categorized under the society and culture category of podcasts, which, is cool. I like touching on society, culture, life events. And speaking of life events and what's in the news today.
What you got?
Man, hop on Twitter. And personally, I'm a little excited. Little worried about it. But I get on Twitter this morning for this podcast, and hashtag aliens are real is trending. I think it was number 3 at the time. Before I even break it down, what do you think?
I think people have nothing else better to do. So they're Googling and researching and trying to find something to talk about.
Now,
That's what I think about.
But do you think aliens are real?
I don't know. I really don't know.
I mean, what do we know,
Could be.
What do we know? I think they are, if I had to guess.
I've never had any personal experiences.
I've never seen an alien.
That you know of.
But I have seen an octopus. An octopus are crazy. If that thing's not an alien, I don't know what is. But these videos got released, even though, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure these videos got released months ago. The Pentagon...
Actually, yeah. I think that I have seen this specific one a couple times.
Right? There's 2 videos in particular. There's one called the Go Fast, and there's one called the Tic Tac. And they're 2 videos from Air Force pilots and the U.S. Navy that they have an experience of an unexplained aerial phenomenon. And what I find interesting, I've always heard of UFO, right? Unidentified flying object. But now they're calling them UAPs, right? For unexplained aerial phenomena. Which is, I get it. Okay, that's what it is. But why are we switching the terminology now?
Yeah, that's my question too. Why?
Right. And so the Pentagon released these videos, whether it was today, like they said, or yesterday, like they said, or a few months ago. And for the YouTube viewership, we'll pull it up for you. But I'm pretty sure someone was on Rogan and actually discussed these. But here's the first video. And for the listeners, it kind of looks like an old car doing a wheelie in the sky and going super fast.
I can see that, yeah.
And the weird thing is, right, as far as we know, we don't have anything man-made that can go this fast. 2, we don't have anything that could pivot on its axis like this. See that?
Wow, yeah. That's weird.
Which is weird. And
it's definitely not like a satellite or anything.
I mean, look at this one. This is the one called Go Fast. Look how fast. It's going so fast.
You can barely keep up with it.
They can barely keep up with it. And they start tracking it.
What is that?
Weird. Super weird. Right? Now,
have we followed it? Have we got to the root of it?
I'm sure the military has. I'm sure. Right? Me personally, I don't know. I'm just a humble podcaster trying to explore the depths of thought regarding this issue. I think aliens are real. I mean, if the universe is constantly expanding and there's, I don't even know, millions of other stars, planets, whatever else is out there that we know and don't know of, yeah, I'm sure something has a life, maybe not intelligent life form, but there's definitely something out there. But for all we know, this could also be something the military's made and kept top secret.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's fascinating. And if we do have this technology, what's the purpose? Warfare? Oh, damn.
I don't know.
That's kind of scary.
That is sketchy. This is very sketchy.
And I say, on the flip side, it is aliens. Okay. How do we know these are from outer space? What if they're from our ocean?
Well, where are they filming this?
This is both over the ocean.
Over the ocean?
Both of them, right? As far as I know. And
so where are they coming from?
I don't know.
Are they coming from outer space, or are they coming from?
I hope so.
Here, I don't.
Because I mean, what's more terrifying? Something coming from outer space that we have no idea what it is, or something living on the Earth right now that's living among us
that we don't know about
in the ocean? I don't know, man. It's
sparks a lot of
what the fuck is this thing, man? And here's what I wonder too. With all of us social distancing, being quarantined, let's say aliens are real. Let's say a year from now they come out and they're living among us. Are they going to be social distancing?
Maybe that's why they're so active now.
And it's funny how this stuff gets released from the Pentagon. This isn't just some conspiracy theory. This is a real thing getting released from high top government officials.
Trying to low key alert people?
I would assume.
What do you think?
I mean, they must be preparing us for something.
Yep.
What that thing is, I'm not sure. I hope if they are aliens, not U.S. military, hopefully they're friendly, because this thing looks like it would fuck us up.
Yeah,
dude.
it definitely looks like it would definitely do that.
And sure, our planes are fast, right? But they don't make turns like this. They don't go this freaking fast, and I guess all we can do as the peasants we are, we can just sit back and wait and see what happens. I mean, there's a ton of theories out there. Even this coronavirus is an implementation just to distract us from what might be happening with aliens.
Exactly, yeah.
Who actually knows, man? We're not going to...
Did you hear about the storming of Area 51?
Yeah, it happened last year.
Yeah, it didn't happen too long ago. I don't know exactly what happened.
Nothing happened. They, as far as I know, they all went up to the gates. The U.S. military was like, "Oh, you're not getting in." They're like, "Okay."
Really?
And that was it. Yeah, pretty uneventful, And people are stupid, man. That was talked about for months before it happened.
Yeah.
If you personally have control of alien technology, and 100,000 people are going to show up, you just move it.
Yeah.
Just move it. Okay.
Or can you?
Sure.
Isn't that area like, I thought that it was like, oh, there's a bunch of is it files, or is it like an actual like site where something happened?
I mean, according to Bob Lazar's interview, they did have technology in the UFO craft, and they were re-engineering some kind of anti-gravity formula to make things go super fast. So instead of our propulsion systems, like jets go, right, and they're using thrust to push themselves.
Okay, so what if it's the military, the government officials, whatever, that created that and are showing
completely
people?
Completely plausible, man. Like, I don't know, but
try to get our minds off of absolutely everything, focus on something else for a bigger thing that's going on, you know?
I think that's probably what it is, right?
Yep.
Because, I mean, with all the coronavirus stuff happening, that's all it's really been in the news, right? That, people hating our president and people talking about Joe Biden's dementia, and not a whole lot of other stuff's been going on. You know, even today I was looking up some new stuff just to discuss today, and unfortunately it's a lot of this negativity, man, regarding anything. That's why a lot of people aren't even paying attention anymore. There's a lot of negativity, a lot of hate, a lot of fear mongering going on. One thing I was surprised to see was Miss Ashley Ross, rest in peace, Miss Minnie off of the show Atlanta. She passed away from a hit and run car accident, and man, that hurt a little bit, man. The thing about car accidents, it can happen to anyone. It can happen anytime, and all it takes is one little slip up, and boom, now you're not here anymore. Mm-hmm. Crazy. And I hate starting the podcast off on a negative, man, but death happens every single day. And it might not happen directly to you, but it happens to people. And when it does happen to you or someone in your life, man, that shit's... it affects you, man. Actually, over the weekend, I had a close family friend hang himself. And
no way.
It's crazy. Man, hit home. It hit home, man. Like, dude I've known since I was a baby. You know, he's about 10, 13 years older than me, something like that. Man, his mom came home, dude hung himself.
How old was he?
Must have been around 40, 39, 40, something like that. Man, and he had a rough history with drugs and health issues. And I'm not sure why he did it. You know, I still have to reach out to his mom. Rest in peace. But man, the fact someone you know was like, oh, I'm over this. Boom. Done. That's crazy to me. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, you can go home, like, God forbid, knock on wood, you can go home right now. And say, okay, I'm done. Bored. Well,
yeah.
And that's it. And, I mean, I'm not one of those people to knock on, man. Hey, he made the choice. But, man, it sucks for everyone else still here. Mm-hmm. You know, especially his mom, his dad, like, man, he has nieces, nephews, sisters, brothers. Like, damn.
Yeah.
Crazy. And dude, I was in tears, man. I was in tears. I think I heard about it Friday. Man, you know, and
were you still close with him?
I saw him about 6 months ago. You know, he lives kind of far away from me. But when I was on vacation, yeah, I went and saw him. He seemed fine. Actually, he seemed better than what he used to be. But you can never tell, man. You can never tell with some people. It's that one hit close to home, dude. It really did. Like, my aunt texted me about it. Man, it sucks, dude. It sucks.
I'm so sorry to hear that. That is tough.
I'm sorry to the family. I'm sorry to everyone that's involved. I don't want to put his name out on air, but rest in peace to you, man. Also, rest in peace to Ashley Ross. I'm sure I'm forgetting a few people that also died. Man, it's crazy. You know, because right now we're in the midst of a pandemic. Mm-hmm. Right? Some people are claiming, oh, it's the apocalypse. Some people are claiming, oh, it's going to be okay in a month from now. Ultimately, none of us could tell. It doesn't, according to the trends, it's not getting better. But think about all the stuff people are going through, whether it's the lady at Dunkin', really anyone, you know, that's lost their job, has kids, they have a crazy high car payment, a mortgage, mm-hmm. credit card debt, and now they can't pay it. And yeah, okay, they're getting unemployment, but is that really going to cover it? Probably not. It's a scary time, man. But ultimately, what's most important is your life, dude. You know, your family, your friends, conversation, man.
Being strong, keeping it together.
If you guys are going through anything out there, just talk, man. I know it's hard. And that begs the question, why is it so hard for people to communicate their issues? Right? Why is it so hard? Because if you're going through something mentally or physically or in any form, it's not always a lack of a support system. There's people out there. There's even hotlines dedicated strictly to conversate, right? But when people are in a low place, why is it so difficult to talk about? Me personally, I mean, I've been through depression.
I think it's just embarrassing.
But why is it? It's just
not, it's like a fear of letting others down and making yourself seem as though you're weak.
And looking back at Robin Williams, right? He committed suicide.
And he was one of the happiest people that I have ever seen.
Exactly. And I guess we'll never know. Rest in peace to Robin Williams. Rest in peace to Brody Stevens. Like, a lot of people that are the funniest, happiest, most outgoing, they're the ones hurting the most. And
I think that's kind of like they're probably very empathetic. Like, they feel others' pain, and that's why they don't express their own. Is because they don't want to put that feeling on anyone else. Does that make sense?
That makes 100% sense. So do you think it's our responsibility as brothers, sisters, moms, dads, sons, daughters, as a family member or friend in general, do you think it's our responsibility to check in on our loved ones?
Absolutely.
You know, and
absolutely,
and really check in, man. Like, not even necessarily with people that we know, with people we don't know too. I'm getting to the age where I'm sick of talking to people, and I'm like, oh, hey, how are you? And they're like, good.
Yeah, no, you need to get to like the root of it.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Are you good? And if you're good, why are you so good? Why? You know, like right now, I'm in a great place. You know, it's a beautiful day. I have food in the fridge. I have coffee.
Place to sleep.
It's wonderful. I'm in a great place. I haven't always been. But I think it's important to check in on your loved ones. So for anyone that's listening, check in on your people, man. Because you never know. They might be too afraid to say something. Just check for behavior changes. You know, you never know with people, man. And
don't overlook anything.
Now I have this fear. I'm gonna wake up and someone else I know is gonna just be hanging themselves, shooting themselves. Like,
right.
Damn, that's scary, dude. Could happen to anyone. But on the other hand, okay, hey man, if that's how you feel. But feelings are ultimately only temporary. You know, it could have gotten better, but it could have gotten worse too. I don't know, man. But again, apologize for starting off on such a rough topic. It's just a crazy world right now, man, and hopefully it gets better.
I think it's good to talk about that so that, you know, the community stays strong together, you know, lift each other up, make sure that we're aware that stuff like that does happen and that we can be on the lookout for it and potentially prevent it.
And especially if we're going to be going to war with aliens, we want the strongest species right now. You know, like we need to talk, we need to communicate, we need to let each other know how we feel because we don't know how much longer we're going to be here anyway. Mm-hmm. Right?
Stand together.
And the one thing, again, I always try to see the positive through the negative, right? Yes, we're in the midst of a pandemic. Yes, we're all quarantined, or most of us at least. But I think this has given a lot of people time to be introspective.
Definitely.
Through their isolation. And I think that's important. You know,
definitely.
I think we've created a culture around work, school, habits, rituals, routines.
Mm-hmm. Addicted to the hustle and bustle of the world itself. And not really on ourselves. Exactly.
And not only should you check in with your family and friends, check in with yourself. And
that's ultimately most important. You're not going to be able to help anyone else if you're not helping yourself first.
Absolutely. And I see a lot of people so ready to dive into relationships that are miserable by themselves. And I don't know about any of you guys listening. I don't want to be in a relationship with someone that's not already happy with what they're doing. Mm-hmm. Right?
Or happy with who they are, because then they're going to seek out that approval from you.
And maybe I don't approve of your lifestyle choices, and that's, I don't know, man. But what's in the news? Local news. This popped up. I pulled it up for the YouTube viewership. This is, when I was a kid, this was one of my biggest fears. It still is. It's still one of my biggest fears. Headline, Myrtle Beach mom went to check on her sleeping kid and found a stranger in the room.
Oh my gosh.
So before we even dive in, imagine you're a mom. Imagine walking up to your kid's bedroom. And there's a light in there. And you're like, oh, she's probably just reading or watching TV. It's late at night.
Does it say how old the child is?
9 years old.
Okay, then yes, that's very sketchy.
A 9-year-old, right? And the mom is innocent. She's like, oh, okay, let me just check in. Her door's shut, which is weird because normally her door's open. And she walks in, and there's some dude with a flashlight over her daughter.
Mm-mm.
And when the mom saw him, he obviously dipped out, and the cops brought the canine unit. Didn't find the guy.
They never found him.
Yep. So he's still out here. All right. It's weird, man. Like, what are you doing in there? What are you doing?
That's super sketchy. Just say if he was like an older guy, younger.
Doesn't say. He's 6 foot with dark hair and a scruffy facial hair. That's me. Looks like me. Light colored shirt and blue jeans. Oh man, this happened I think last night.
No way.
It's weird, man. That's like one of my biggest fears as a kid. I was always so worried about someone breaking in.
I've never been worried about that.
Always been worried, man. And shit happens. It happens, man.
Like, what was his plan?
Who knows?
What do you think his plan was?
I mean, it could have been initially to rob him. Lights are off. Goes in through an open window.
But you're in a sleeping child's room.
Weird. And then that's where it gets dark. What if...
Exactly.
Who knows what could have happened?
Where your mind goes when you hear that.
Who knows what could have happened? But get a gun, people. Just get one gun. Protect your property. Protect your people. What else is in the news? Let's see. Hopefully COVID will start with the warm weather. We'll start evening out. We'll start seeing the peak. I'm not sure if you heard about this. There's reports that Kim Jong-un might be dead from heart surgery.
Yeah, I heard about that. I don't know. I don't really believe anything coming from China anymore.
Well, it's North Korea, but yeah.
Oh, same thing.
I agree.
Just a little different. It's just a little different.
And really,
it's foreign. I can't. It's too much going on here.
I agree. There's a lot happening in the world, but yeah, what are we really hearing about right now? We're really just hearing about a lot of Corona stuff, and with a character like Kim Jong-un, we're not going to really know too much because they're always hush hush about it, right? I mean, I know we haven't had the strongest relationship with this guy, but pretty sure Trump's trying to make it better as in his presidency. But if he's dead, what does that mean, right? Well, supposedly his sister Kim Yo Jong will step up and take his position as dictator of North Korea. And
do you think that he actually is dead?
I don't know. Trump came out today and said he knows what happens. He can't comment on it because they're all hush-hush about it over there. But he has a really, really good idea of what happened. He's just not going to say anything.
There is some kind of motive.
I mean, as far as I've read, he had some kind of heart surgery and something happened, turned him to a vegetable, and then he went out.
It could have been on purpose. It could have not happened at all.
That's a good point. What if the doctors were like, yeah, fuck this guy. Boom. But who knows? But again, that's what's in the news today. That's what's happening. Stay tuned, see what happens. But on a positive note, I'm all for equality in race, religion, sexuality, sexes. So it's going to be interesting having a female dictator. As far as I know, we've never really had that, especially in recent times, right? So having his sister step up and take the reins, hopefully she's cool with us, But if not, man, we got the strongest military ever, so we'll see what happens. Outside of that, man, a lot of negativity in the world, but get up, man. Go outside for a little bit. Get that vitamin D.
Yeah, you need those sun rays.
Go for a jog. Go for a bike ride if you can. Most places you can. Pretty sure everywhere you still can, as far as I know. But
yeah, as long as it's for exercise, I think.
But it's important, man. It's important. It's even though we're out of our element and we're in times that we're not used to, and there's a lot of uncertainty of what's going to happen. You still got to take care of yourself, man. Still got to make sure you're taking care of yourself, your health,
self-care,
your family, and that's what matters, man. Like, today is no different than any other day, right? Stop comparing yourselves to other people. What are you doing to better yourself, right? Compare yourself to who you were yesterday. Are you better or are you worse, right? And then why? What are you doing? What are you changing? Like we mentioned earlier, it is hard to get motivated. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times I feel like that's because people don't set goals for themselves. Mm-hmm. If you have no goals, you have no direction. Without direction, you don't know where you're going.
Or you're not passionate about anything. You need to find your passion.
I agree. I think passion's a big one.
And it's very hard if you don't know what your passion is. That's why you need to put yourself out there and actually try different things. Don't be so closed off.
And do you think the closed offness is because of fear?
I think probably that's part of it.
It's hard, like, especially for a lot of introverts, man, it's hard to put yourself out there. Mm-hmm. It's hard, and man, I think finding your people, man, is important. Mm-hmm. Find your tribe.
Find people that'll motivate you, keep you going, make you question things, make you think about things on a different level.
Try something new, man. This podcast, it's new. I'm new to it. This is new to me.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Man, it takes practice with anything you do. We're trying something, putting ourselves out there.
Absolutely.
Doing something new, right? And no matter what you do, right? Whether it's doing this, starting a business, starting a new job, no matter what you're doing that's new, you're going to get people that hate. You're going to get negativity. But you're also going to get some supporters too. Mm-hmm. And for the people that hate, they don't hate you. They probably hate themselves. Mm-hmm. So don't let people's opinions dictate your own emotions. All right. Moving on. Music. What are you listening to?
Man, don't put me on the spot like that.
You into anything good, man? I just listened to Joyner Lucas's new album.
I don't know that I ever heard of him.
Oh, wow, you're missing out. Joyner Lucas, I've been following him a few years. He finally put out his album, and it's a great album. For a reference, go listen to the song Will. If you're listening to right now, pause this right now, and go listen to the music video and watch the music video of a song called Will. It's
MIB?
It's really, 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 really cool, man. He goes through, I can't show it on YouTube. I can't play it, but I'll show you personally while you're here. He goes through all the Will Smith movies, and he dresses up as a different character from each movie. And he's basically giving ode to Will Smith because that was one of his inspirations. Right?
Yeah, I'm already hooked on this.
It's a great artist, man. He's very unique, very talented.
20 million views, and it was released
last
March.
Week? Yeah. Or actually, I'm sorry, a month ago. My bad. But great artist, super talented. I think the album is called ADHD. Check it out. Joyner Lucas. I love seeing new talent, man. And he's been in the game a few years now, right? But I think this is like his first mainstream album, and it's phenomenal. The one beef I have with this album, all right, and I know you're not too familiar, but for the listeners, I think, I don't know, what do you have? Like, I don't know, 15 songs on it, and a few of them were skits. But most of the songs he already put out, right? I was expecting more, but every song on there is pretty good, man. It's really, really good. I listened to it 4 or 5 times, man. He touches on a lot of different aspects, touches on mental health, touches on pedophilia. He touches on a lot of things going on in the world, man.
So without even hearing it, mm-hmm. the video is already fire. Like, you should definitely check this out.
I originally heard about him through one of his videos called Ross Cappuccioni, and it was a first-person shot video. Basically, he raps from 2 different perspectives. One perspective being a new kid in school who tries to get introduced into a gang, And the other one, the second half of the song, is from the perspective of him being the gang member. I don't want to say too much. I don't want to ruin it. But if you've never heard of Joyner Lucas, watch Will, watch Ross Cappuccioni. You can't miss it. It's all over the place. One thing I do.
Wow, they have every part.
Every single one.
Every part of Will in there.
Yep. Wild Wild West, Men in Black, Shark Tale.
I wonder, I
would
love to hear Will Smith's perspective on this.
Well, they actually just did a video together.
Did they?
Yeah, did like a live stream. I wouldn't call it a podcast.
Did you watch it? What did he say?
I did watch it. Yeah, he's honored. Apparently Joyner and Jaden Smith.
Oh yeah.
Apparently they hung out a few times, and Jaden put Joyner on with Will, and boom. I think it's called Will at Home is the podcast by Will Smith. It's really great.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, man, I'm really happy to see people succeed, man. I'm really happy to see creators that start from the bottom. Speaking of people that started from the bottom, I'm not sure if you saw last week, Forbes put out an update that Kanye West is now officially a billionaire.
I believe it. Which,
as much hate as this guy gets, man, this guy came from the underbelly.
Pretty smart.
Dude.
He's pretty smart.
He started as like a broke dude from Chicago, and now he's one of the few billionaires that we have on the planet.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Crazy.
You got to give respect where respect is due, whether you like him or not.
Just goes to show you can do anything.
And one thing I noticed about not just Kanye, a lot of people that are successful, they become multifaceted, right? Mm-hmm. Kanye, sure, you can call him a rapper, which he does. You call him a producer, which he does really well. If not one of the best of all time, he's definitely up there. But now he makes clothing.
Yeah.
Now he's getting into real estate from what this saying.
I mean, with all that kind of money, you really have no limit anymore. You know what I mean? You can do all of those things. Not saying that you can't do it without money, but there's a lot of things that you can't do without money.
Absolutely. Money does provide that certain backbone support system that allows you to go out and do more things. Mm-hmm. That's why.
And take risks.
You have to take
real
risks.
Estate.
You have to. You have to take risks. Okay, you're gonna take L's. Sorry, everyone. You're gonna take a loss. But if you don't take a risk, you're not gonna get any wins ever. Mm-hmm. So if you have an opportunity and there's something you want to do, go for it. What's the worst that can happen?
Yeah.
What's the worst that can happen? But shout out to Kanye, man. Even though he's never gonna fucking hear this, but still, man, that's something we should applaud, whether you're a fan of his or not. Also, again, creators, man. If you're not an artist, if you're not into music, you can create something. I think it's important, man, to practice the expression of creativity. I want
to say something.
Please.
You're talking about creating, and you can create anything. How about start with your atmosphere?
Okay, explain.
Where you are, what you wake up to. Is your room a mess? Is it very organized? That can play a huge part on your mental state. I think that's very important to, and especially people that you surround yourself with. That's your atmosphere. That's people that you're around all the time. That's something that will help you in the long run.
I think that's a huge factor, man. I think that's a huge factor. I started reading a book. All right, it's called The 12 Rules of Life. It's by Dr. Jordan Peterson. Some of you have probably heard of him. Some of you may have not. If you haven't heard of this guy, look him up. He's a genius. I started reading this book, and it's funny you brought that up, because rule 6 is set your house in order before you criticize the world.
Definitely.
Right? And I think you hit the nail on the head, man. Like fix your immediate environment. Mm-hmm. Whether it's where you live, who you hang out with, what you do. You got to fix all these things in your own personal life before you can critique anyone out in the world ever. Mm-hmm. And half the time when people give you criticism, I'm not saying they're right or wrong, but who are they to critique you? Right? So if you want to go out and do something, do it. Mm-hmm. Don't worry what people say, man. Just take the risk, take the chance. You can't live your whole entire life in fear. Mm-hmm. But yeah, if all you book readers out there, The 12 Rules of Life, An Antidote to Chaos by Jordan B. Peterson. It's a great read. I'm almost done with it. It's great, man. Dude's a genius, man. I could talk about him for, like, he has lectures on all over YouTube. He blew up. I don't want to go too deep into him, but he gained a lot of fame because he was a I think it was a psychology teacher in Canada, and they don't have freedom of speech necessarily, right? It's not like America. And long story short, he had a transgender student, and I guess she wanted to be called a she, and I guess he didn't want to, and he got a lot of backlash for it. Look it up, man. Dig into it. It's
sounds like he probably got himself into some trouble.
Yeah, but he makes a lot of good points. I'm not going to argue for him just because I'm a fucking caveman. This dude's just a genius, man. But he makes a lot of good points, man. And I think ultimately anytime someone tries to tackle and denounce what you have to say, your speech, I think that's a big issue, right? So, I don't know. Fascinating guy. Look him up. Watch his lectures. Another rule that he had was don't bother someone when they're skateboarding.
What?
Yeah, super interesting, right? And at first you're like,
why?
Why, right? I mean, it's just skateboarding. Don't interrupt them when they skate. Okay, why, right? But he makes a lot of good points, right? When you skateboard, have you ever skateboarded?
I tried once and probably bust my ass. I don't know.
Oh, man,
I don't know how to.
I've broken some bones skateboarding as a kid. But rule number 11, do not bother children while they are skateboarding. Now, when I first read it, I was like, all right, okay, why is that, right? But ultimately, if you skateboard, right, in a way, it's a form of meditation, right? You're trying to focus on your immediate actions because those actions are going to determine whether you fall and hurt yourself or if you rise above, accomplish your goal based off of what you do, you know? And it's interesting, man. I grew up a huge skateboarding fan.
So basically that's a metaphor for don't knock people off their course.
Absolutely. Like anytime anyone's doing something where they have to have strenuous focus, don't bother them. Don't bother them, man. Like it's hard. Skateboarding is hard, and like doing any form of meditation can be extremely difficult. Even just meditation as we know it. All right, just sit there, just let thoughts pass through. Right? Don't focus on one thought too long. Okay, just let it pass. It's hard.
I struggle with that a lot.
It's really, really difficult.
So I critique everything that goes on in my brain.
Yep.
I'm like, oh, you should not be thinking that. Let's try to change it. And then you can't change it. And then you're stuck on the same thought. And then it's bad.
Speaking of skateboarding, Lil Wayne just put out a music video. It's called Piano Trap and Not Me. Have you seen this?
No, I have not.
All right, let me make sure I can't play it on YouTube, Spotify, but I can show you. Lil Wayne is unarguably one of the best rappers probably ever, right?
Yeah, definitely.
And I love how he's trying to be multifaceted.
For sure.
But he's been skateboarding a few years now. And I don't want to hate.
What is it? What's the beef?
I don't want to hate.
What's the beef?
Again, I grew up skateboarding, man. I'm a huge skateboard nerd, right?
Are you good?
I'm okay. All right. Here's where I stopped, man. I was really into it probably from like 10 to 16, right? One thing I always wanted to do skateboarding was a tray flip, 360 flip. Pop it, boom, 360, bam, land back on it, right? As soon as I learned how to do it, I was like, okay, well, I'm over it, I'm done. And I quit. Right?
You quit.
I quit.
That was like the peak, and now you're just like, nah, I'm done.
And it kind of segues back into what we were saying earlier. It's because I had a goal. I was like, all right, my direction, I'm going to go land this tray flip, bam.
But why not continue?
Because that, to me at the time, that was the hardest thing I could do. I know I can do it. It's really hard. I can do it. Boom, I did it.
Stop setting goals.
And now, okay, I don't want to learn anything else. I'm cool. And it sucks. I mean, it's actually probably good I quit because I fractured my ankle twice, my wrist.
Yeah, that can't be good for
I actually messed up my arm about a year ago skateboarding.
No, thank you.
But Lil Wayne puts out this music video, and again, I'm not gonna play it, so you guys look it up. Called Piano Trap. But he's over here bopping and diddying and all this. But his tricks, he's not doing anything. He's writing. Oh,
You have to factor in the amount of drugs this man takes.
that's a good point. That's a good point. If I was
Like,
all perked up, yeah.
Exactly. If you are as twisted as he probably is all the time, that's probably really impressive.
Which, again, I'm not trying to hate people. You know, the fact he can ride up and down ramps, that's great. But come on, man. Like I hope he gets as good at skateboarding one day that he is at rapping. You know,
I give him props.
Hey, man, he's finding his lane. He found his lane. You know, now name any other rappers that skateboard besides him. You know,
Kid Cudi?
I would imagine.
I would think so.
I'm sure he's kicked and pushed a few times. You know, Lupe Fiasco, Yellow Wolf. You know, there's not a whole lot of rappers that skate. You know, but I mean, shout out to him, man. He's doing his thing. Obviously, he's one of the greatest rappers alive. Hence the song title. But good for him, man. Check it out, Piano Trap and Not Me. Also, I don't know, man. I don't know. Is there anything else you want to touch on? I think I'm pretty good, man.
Yeah, I think
pretty
we're
rinsed
good.
out for the day. Everyone, go follow Miss Hallie Zee on Instagram, Twitter.
I don't have Twitter.
Instagram at
Life is a beach.
with
2 H's.
2 H's and beach.
Yep.
I can spell. Go like, subscribe. Murphy's Podcast. My personal is Murph from Myrtle. Appreciate you guys listening. We'll see you in a few days. Thanks.
Take it easy.